Hi, my name's Curt Miner. I'm the Senior History Curator at the State Museum of Pennsylvania in Harrisburg. And I'm here to talk to you about a very interesting collection we have of bird's eye views, hand-drawn bird's eye views from the late 19th century by T.M. Fowler. They depict Pennsylvania cities and towns from the 1880s up to the early 1920s. A bird's eye view would be best described as the Google Maps of the late 19th century. Like Google Maps, these bird's eye views, which were, by the way, hand drawn by individual artists, provided a three-dimensional depiction of Pennsylvania cities and towns as they would have appeared to a bird flying overhead at about 2,000 feet. T.M. Fowler was the most prolific bird's eye view maker in the United States in the late 19th and early 20th century. He created more bird's eye views over the course of what turned out to be a 50-year career than any other view maker at the time. Fowler came to Pennsylvania because he realized that the state was fertile grounds for bird's eye view making, perhaps more so than any other state in the country because of one simple reason. Pennsylvania was growing new towns and cities or transforming old ones. And the reason why, of course, is because of industry. Pennsylvania was at the center of the second industrial revolution, and no other state could compete with Pennsylvania for the number of towns and cities that were expanding and growing because of industry. Everything from anthracite and bituminous coal to lumber to glass to steel. He didn't focus on agriculture, but he often captured it. And an excellent example of that would be in Millersville, which is in Lancaster County. Uh, Fowler came to Millersville in 1894 not to sketch agriculture, but to actually depict Millersville State Normal School, which we know today as Millersville University. In the background are all of these really still working farms. And what's interesting is if you look closely at the Millersville view, you will see those farms because you'll be able to pick out the barns. And when I say the barns specifically, what Fowler was noticing was the Pennsylvania German Bank barn. And I think when I took a look at that, I could see about a 10 or so of these bank barns around the townscape of Millersville, and you can see the kind of the rolling plains and the fertile farmland that made Lancaster County and what geographers call the Lancaster Plains, perhaps the best agricultural lands, at least certainly in the 19th century in the United States. You'll see uh, uh, individual farmsteads, and you also see agricultural land giving way to new development. There's a couple of very interesting views that show these rolling farmlands being now kind of consumed by factories or residential development, which we think of as a 20th century story or a late 20th century story. What was happening as early as the late 1800s. The other thing you can see is the development of regional agriculture, which is then highly specialized. A good example of this specialized agriculture that you can see is what I would describe as the Grape Belt in northwestern Pennsylvania along the coast of Lake Erie, and specifically the town of Northeast, which paradoxically is in northwestern Pennsylvania, but it was a typical kind of small town just outside of the city of Erie. And if you look closely, while you can't see the vineyards, you can see two interesting factories that, according to the key, were producing and manufacturing grape baskets. And to me, that's a clue that we are harvesting grapes and at an industrial scale in that part of the state. The State Museum and the State Archives are very fortunate in that between the two institutions, we have a large number of these views that were produced by T.M. Fowler. And in 2017, we produced an exhibit around these views. But alongside that, we also produced a digital interactive that allows visitors to explore in great detail all nearly 200 Pennsylvania views that were produced by T.M. Fowler. For the 2021 virtual Pennsylvania Farm Show, we've added this Fowler interactive to the Pennsylvania Historical Museum Commission's virtual farm show landing page. You can explore all of Pennsylvania's Fowler views from that page at the address shown on your screen. Hope you enjoy it.